Coming up in the wake of the flooding in Malaysia, Tzu Chi begins school cleanup for Kelantan. We start today's program in Malaysia. Tzu Chi volunteers' efforts in helping residents affected by the recent flooding continue. To speed up recovery efforts, Tzu Chi volunteers launched cash for work programs in 3 different areas in Kelantan. But first, we go to Pahang to check on the volunteers' cleanup efforts in Kuala Kraal.
Although the floodwaters have finally subsided, the streets in Kuala Kraal, Pahang have been left covered in mud and debris. To help, the Tzu Chi Foundation has established a 3-day cash over program in the area. On the second date at the program, 150 participants gathered to give this alley a thorough cleaning.
There are 2 seniors living in this home, and their 6 children are living out of town. Following the flood, they didn't know where or how to start cleaning up. We decided to lend a helping hand.
Among those affected by the disaster was Wu Shuzhi, who lives in a 40-year-old home made out of wooden planks. Wu says the flood destroyed many valuables, including his children's honor roll certificates and trophies.
I live in a 2-story building, and my neighbor lives in a 4-story building. My neighbor's home is made out of corrugated iron sheets, which cannot withstand strong wind. Some of the corrugated iron sheets were blown off by the wind and destroyed my home.
I feel extremely sad for this family. They lost clothing, furniture, and dishes because of the disaster.
Besides cleaning up mud and debris, cash work program participants and volunteers make sure to scavenge for usable items that can be returned to homeowners.
We are devastated by the recent flood, but people are here to give us a hand. We should be thankful for all the help we have received from others.
To assist flood survivors in Kota Bharu, Kelantan, a group of Tzu Chi volunteers from Penang set out early in the morning to begin their mission. As many roads are currently blocked due to the flooding, the volunteers have no choice but to travel longer distances to their destination. After 16 hours of driving, the volunteers finally arrived in Kelantan.
While on the bus, we discussed the possible ways to work with Cash for Work program participants. We also talked about splitting into teams to carry out the program. We will have a team on standby that will help out when and wherever needed.
Regardless of the obstacles they faced along the way, Tzu Chi volunteers in Malaysia have united towards a common goal to help flood survivors return their lives to normal as soon as possible.
Schools in the states of Kelantan, Malaysia, are scheduled to resume classes on the 11th of this month. To ensure campuses can reopen in time in the aftermath of the recent flooding, the Ministry of Education of Kelantan sought help from Tzu Chi to clean up 7 of the worst-hit schools in the state. At the first school, the school principal only needed 50 people to help, but in the end, 70 showed up to speed up the effort. On this day, the sun has finally come out in Kelantan, and 70 community members are gathered at a local school in Kota Bharu to participate in a Tzu Chi Cash for Work cleanup program. With no running water available, participants used leftover water from the flood to scrub clean the muddy desks and chairs. The schools in Kelantan State resumed classes on January 11th. Thus, residents from near and far, old and young, have all come to help, including the 78-year-old senior.
All my grandchildren go to school here, so it's hard to see the school damaged like this. There are many people here today to help, so I hope the school can quickly recover from this. We should be fine, as other areas are much worse off than this.
Residents rush to clean up in hopes the campus can reopen in time for school.
If everything goes smoothly, then the desks and chairs will be cleaned in time for the first day of school. I really want to thank everyone for their efforts. Thank you, Tzu Chi, all the volunteers, and everyone else for helping.
To ensure the students' education is not delayed due to the flooding, volunteers and Cash for Work participants will continue to tidy up the campus in the days ahead.